Welcome to the Uncut Chronicles. I'm Krystle.
I'm Andy.
And we are coming to you with information and topics every day, such as
culture, trending topics, shit your mammy probably don't need to hear.
So come on in with us so we can share more with you about our day. Hey, everybody. I'm Krystle.
I'm Andy.
And we're here to have conversations that
shit your mommy just can't hear.
Welcome to the Uncut Chronicles, where we talk about all kind of really dope shit. So today, what we talking about, Andy?
All right, let's get into it with Jeezy and Nia's interview. Now, we're a little late on this, but we had to talk about it because first listen, first couple clips, I was like, oh, you done lost your motherfucking mind, Jeezy. You done lost your motherfucking mind. And Nia, you going too soft on Jeezy because where's the accountability here with Jeezy? But then I had to take a second listen to the interview, like get out of my feelings, get out of my bias about Jeezy and really listen to the interview. And I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. There is some trauma there. And we both mutually agreed off air, he is trying.
He is. Okay, here's the thing. I feel like there's some deep mom trauma in there because his mother, there was a lot of struggles with that relationship. I feel that has poured into his relationships with women. I think that happens to anybody. It can be women with a father. Anybody's had trauma with a certain type of person may struggle with that demographic of people. And so I really think that's where a lot of his trauma stems from. I think he means well, but I think he just kind of thought if I go all the way right to the other direction, whichever direction that is for him, then I think he thought it would be a better choice. And I think, unfortunately, it backfired. I think within him, deep within him, I think he has certain morals and values, and even some strong cultural ideations that are really, really, really nice. And so I really enjoyed his book. I really enjoyed hearing his interview. Yes, he's flawed like we all are, but he's trying. He really is. And I think it didn't work out. And I commend him on backing out early because we don't have to spend all day in the wilderness. We can lead it because, what we need to be out here starving and hungry for. So if it's not working, it's not working. I'm not saying abandon everything quickly, but I think that if it wasn't working to the degree that it sounds like it wasn't working, then why should you stay longer?
And that's kind of like the point Nia was saying. When do you know it's time to walk away? And, they were, at first it was like, if you love each other, you're going to heal and y'all going to want to do this. I'm like, y'all also have to understand, and that's something I had to learn personally, and I'm still learning. Love ain't a fucking enough, okay? Love is not a fucking enough.
It's never going to be enough.
It's not. It's nice. It's nice. But I think me and you had this conversation before. Like, when you're it's a choice. It's a choice when you're in relationships. It's a choice. I make a choice every day that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to deal with your crazy ass shit. It's a choice. I love you through your good days. I love you through your bad days. But I'm making that choice every day.
But what's the hard, firm line in me making the choice when the choice is no longer the best choice possible for everybody involved?
And I think that's what Nia was trying to get at with him, where it's like, enough is enough. Like, okay, I'm making a choice every day, but what choices are you fucking making? Mm-hmm. And I think that's also why I say, love isn't enough either. And even sometimes with the choice thing can sometimes not be enough because we are so finicky as humans. We are so finicky. One day I can make the choice to love you. Next day I'll be like, your breath kind of smelled weird that day, and that gave me the ick, and I ain't like that.
All right. So what do you think? Some people felt like he left one culture to go to another because he thought one was better. Do you think that's the case?
Yes, no. Because I say yes, because I think on both sides, we both tend to do, black men and black women, we tend to do that, where we think the grass is greener on the other side. Uh-huh. And we're like, oh, we'll get treated better on this side. Oh, this person, I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to deal with that. When truly it's just a reflection of what we've seen growing up and what we've experienced.
Right.
And we're thinking, okay, this other race, culture, they don't get down like that. So I can, I'll have the ideal relationship that I've always wanted. And I'm like, you just taking your broken ass over there to do the same broken ass shit that you were doing with the same race.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's the truth.
I'm like, you going over there with Karen, you think shit sweet over there. And Karen like, oh my fucking God. Hello?
That's so true. Gosh, that's true. People take their brokenness to another group of people, think that it's going to be better because they are literally dipping themselves in somebody else's culture and bringing the same brokenness. That could fit any person, any situation, any culture, demographic, any background. Wow. That's so true. That's that bullshit. And don't go trashing another group of people while you go to a different group of people.
Yes.
Let's say that you love, I don't know, teddy bears. Don't go over trashing the tigers to the teddy bears. That's bullshit. And that's what people do all the time. You want to trash one group for the other, but it's you. You, my dear, are the broken piece of the puzzle that keeps going from one group to another. Like I heard this morning, you want to say everybody are dogs, but are you serving kibble and bits? That's the reality. And so I feel like with him, unfortunately, that didn't work. But I feel like Jeezy as a whole is building a brand. If you pay attention, what do you think he's building for?
When he brought in Farrakhan and he brought in, he talked about how Farrakhan was trying to say, oh, Jeezy, they trying to shoot you down for your message and da-da-da. And I said, Farrakhan, what nut ass shit? What do you think Jeezy's saying? And Farrakhan, he was like, oh, I'm trying to go in a different direction. I'm trying to lead people. But I will say, in the time he had said that, he said, at the time, I didn't realize I was leading people straight off a cliff. And I was like, I can appreciate that accountability from you.
He did say that.
And saying that, okay, while yes, I realized I was building this new Jeezy and gaining all of these followers, I, within myself, was not right and not in the right mindset to lead these people. And I was leading these people straight off a cliff.
And that's what I try to tell people all the time. I can't follow just any old thing personally. What you want to do is be a captain to my hell. I think the fuck not. I will knock you off the ship, off the wheel of the ship. I will knock you off literally and take the wheel before I let somebody leave me off the cliff. And so I think that's what people forget. People think that because people are in the spotlight, that they literally are only going to lead you to do what's right, what's cool. Who said you don't know how they're getting there? Why would you follow any person whose values may or may not align with yours? Or if it doesn't align to a place of peace and success within your own right according to you, how you define success, not how somebody that makes 7 figures define it, because y'all ain't even living the same life. You can't even think in their stratosphere because you make 4 figures or 3. The point is that, you know what I'm saying? So I think you have to think about that. Like, what is this person talking about? That's just kind of how I see it. And so I feel like that was so bold of him and honest of him to say, I was leading, and he did. He said, I was leading everybody just straight to the brinks of the unknown. He said he wasn't well. He said mentally he wasn't his best. He said he was drinking and eating things that were just trash. He said he wasn't even drinking water. He was like, I'm literally just drinking liquor for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So you just nutting motor oil, just Jesus Christ.
If I find out that his sperm smell like WD-40, I might die. I think the hell not. No, Snowman, you got to put that one back.
I would be like,
Eat some of snow, because this ain't working out. You need some water. But man, okay, so do you think, I think he might be lining himself up for a dope political campaign in the future, many years down the road. You got a while to go. It's in the making.
I can see that. Mm-hmm. I can see that. And I can also see him trying to walk in that Farrakhan kind of brand where he wants to be looked at as a community leader, which could also fall in line with politics, like you said. But I think he really is trying to get out of that stereotypical rapper that from the hood Jeezy and clean up his image and like damn near want to be like Will Smith almost, minus the smacking bitches. But I feel like he wants to clean it up. He wants access to different kind of money.
I think, yeah. And I think that you're looking at, think of it like a Shine. You know, how Shine went from rapping to politics. Think about how the gentleman from the Central Park group, how he ran for office. And like, think about how all those people over time have slowly begun to take the imagery of community and politics and flip it on its head. He's slowly doing that, writing the book, clean up his rapping, clean up his health, talking about family, being real honest, getting out there. He's slowly building an in a very beautiful way. And I think there's something to be said for that. But I think that Nia did an amazing job of having a very candid conversation with him about life. And she too was honest by herself, because people try to paint Nia Long as this apple pie, America's kind of princess of the film industry, especially during a time where we didn't really have one. She was it for us, and it was beautiful. But I think she's telling y'all, listen, I didn't grow up eating no apple pie. It was just Rhodey, that's her. Yeah. She tell you, I was raised in the hood. I don't know why y'all keep trying to paint me like this. That's not all of who I am. Right. And she talks about her own struggles. Right. I heard somebody say, I think Nia Long is ghetto. And I'm like, all right, but she never denied that's where she's from. I don't think that she's ghetto. I think she's just really down to earth. And sometimes you catch her slipping. She gonna tell you what she really thinks. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's always a bad thing.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. And I think that also comes from the narrative people love to create. You know who it almost reminds me of like Chloe and Hailey Bailey, and how we make Hailey this more like emphasize, like, oh, Hailey would never do that. Hailey would never say that. Oh, Hailey is such this angel. She would never do this. Y'all, Hailey is ghetto as fuck. Why do you think her and DDG are together? They are both Aries. They are menace to society. Like, I don't know why everybody tried to paint Hailey. And I think that also came from her branding with her being in The Little Mermaid. So they tried to make her more innocent and docile. And Hailey will cuss a motherfucker out. I think she's 10 times worse than Chloe.
Probably.
The only difference is Hailey just ain't showing her ass. That's the only difference.
That's true.
And she's not really sexualizing herself.
This is true.
And that's the only difference between the two. But if I was really scared of any of those sisters, it would be Hailey. It would be Hailey. Chloe don't put no fear in my heart, but Hailey, I would probably think twice about. And I feel like people kind of do that to Nia, where they trying to make Nia this good girl, and we try to paint her to be like, oh, Nia, you hear it in the rap songs. Everybody wants a Nia Long. Yeah. Well, do we know what comes with Nia Long? Mm-hmm. Or it's just a fantasy that we made up in our mind that we project on Nia Long to be this type of black woman that we want her to be. This docile, this fine-ass black woman. She's quiet. She's not like this. She's just beautiful. Yes, she's beautiful, but Nia really looked like she will cuss you the fuck out.
I agree. I think she will. The question is, do you think that Jeezy normally has a place in Nia too to be vulnerable? They struck a lot of small vulnerability chords in that interview. How rare is it, or how important is it as well, that we have those moments of transparency between people of color, of opposite genders, to hear the back and forth dialogue?
Super important. But like they had said in the interview, I think Nia had said it, if we had sit downs with more emotionally competent and intelligent Black human beings, we would have a better understanding. We would stop fighting each other. So I think seeing that conversation and seeing that I can have these vulnerable, transparent, trauma-filled conversations with you so you can better understand me, and it doesn't result in me calling you SOB, you got daddy issues, you got mommy issues, but we're having an honest and transparent conversation so you can understand this is why I act the way that I act, but I'm healing from that. And this is why I act the way that I act, but I'm also healing from that. But how can we heal together?
Well, first you got to get your individual healing on, because if you're not individually healing, you wasting my time and yours. Both of us. I mean, the problem with one person being in therapy is that the other person still isn't getting the help they need. So it's like a person's trying to get well, talking to somebody that's still sick who don't even think that getting well is important. So I feel like the first step is therapy. Let's talk about what therapy really looks like. How does it feel? I had a relative that asked me recently that if there's a therapy session, they're like, can you let me hear it? And I was like, what? And they were like, can I hear your therapy? And I was like, why? And they were like, I just want to be a fly on the wall. And I was like, that's weird. And finally, as time passed, I realized, I was like, oh, you're wondering what happens in that room. You're wondering if it's scary. You're wondering if it's hard. You just want to know what it sounds like in real life. And I think that's what people really want to glimpse into. They're scared to do the work to see if something scary is going to happen in the room.
It is scary.
And it is scary, but not the way they think.
No. It's scary. And I think also you need to come in with an open mind and open heart. And you're going to have to be real with your fucking self. Because I feel like the first 2 years I went to therapy, I was bullshitting. Because I was in such denial. I was like...
You was one of those?
Yeah, because I was
paying
like,
money to lie to yourself?
Pretty much. And my
How do y'all do that?
There was like, bitch, you're the problem. And I'll be looking at her like, no, actually, no, I'm not. 2 years straight. I disbelieve. No, I'm not the problem. No, I don't have that issue. No, I'm working on myself. I'm way more mature than you. No, I know that's their problem, not my problem. And my therapist just sat there for 2 years, was like, this bitch is Delulu. But I'm gonna take the money because TRICARE paying for it. So it was like, this bitch Delulu. And so I think after I had Zara is where I really got like real with myself. And that's when I really started being honest with myself and really trying to fix myself. But I, say all that to say though, but like therapy is scary, but it's necessary. Mm-hmm. And you, like, the person that even like 6 months ago, I'm not even the same person I was 6 months ago.
No. Me neither. I think that therapy is a tool. I think that Jesus showed people that you can be a strong man, a man with with morals and values, and still be really down to earth in the hood, and see you need help and see the mistakes and see that you can get through it too.
I agree.
I mean, I really enjoyed this book.
Really?
I really enjoyed it.
I'll consider picking it up.
I really enjoy it because it's in he like writes it himself. It's in his voice and everything. Mm-hmm. Like it's such an he's like he even said when he was rapping, he said he didn't even know that as he continued rapping and getting bigger that meant he should stop selling drugs. He said if we rapping by selling drugs, he says I thought that meant we still selling drugs. He said he literally did not know that while doing this work he was doing outside in the streets, that while you over here on this mic, you're not supposed to still be doing it because to him it didn't make sense. It meant he was living a lie. He's like, I didn't know how to live a lie. All I knew was how to be the man I said I was, doing what I said I was going to do. So that's huge, though. That's huge, because at least morally, he was lining up with his beliefs. He was keeping his word. He wasn't lying to y'all like these other people out here doing.
Stairs and Young Thug. That's crazy.
Stairs and Young, God damn it. Exactly. And that's exactly what he was like. It took other rap execs and other high-ranking music execs, other brothers came through the ranks and say, hey, man, you know you can't do both. He's like, what you mean? But we singing about it. That, to me, that said so much about his character as a man. Good, bad, or indifferent. It said a lot.
It is. Because me personally, the first time I signed that, inked that deal, I'll be like, all y'all get away from me.
No.
Quickly. Quickly.
He was like, I'll never
met you a day
I got to
in my
make
life.
a quick run to Miami. I got to make a quick run to so-and-so city. I got to, like, he said he was making, 100,000 and millions a week. So he didn't understand, like, what y'all talking about.
He wrote that book a day too late for Young Thug.
Oh, my gosh. What do you think it's like to be in relationships with people like that?
As someone who has been in a relationship with somebody like that, that is terrible. It is a living nightmare. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a little fun. But it's a living fucking nightmare.
What part of it?
Everything. Because I think at some point when your frontal lobe starts developing, you like, something is not right here. And you kind of like, you can't quite put your finger on it because your frontal lobe ain't all the way there yet. So you like, I can't put my finger on it, but something is not right here.
Listen, I knew the game wasn't for me one time. I went on a date with this guy. And then we rode in his car. He had dope old school, too. I loved it because I love cars. Anyway, and he was like, hey, can you hold this for me? He had something in his hand. I didn't know what it was. I saw a little baggie. He's like, can you kind of keister this? I was like, what you say? What you mean? He said, just hold it right here unless somebody get pulled over. I said, let me tell you something. You don't know me like that? And I will sing like Aretha Franklin's Canary up in here. I'll tell everybody your secrets. Don't you stop the car. I decided that day the game wasn't for me. I wasn't taking a charge for nobody.
It was Sprint calling me with that $50 phone bill from jail. And I said, hello? I told Sprint somebody stole my phone because I was like...
For $50 jail call.
I said, ain't no way hell I'm built for this life because, bitch, I'm already struggling and I gotta pay $50 to talk to this nigga? You can have it. Somebody stole my phone. I don't even know who the fuck condoned these charges.
Damn it. The game is not for you. You die down for the call. Your middle name is not Suki. Clearly your name is not Sexy Red.
Don't fucking
not
call
for you.
me. When you get locked up, just go ahead, write the letter, let me know you locked up, and then we can leave it at that. Because, baby, I'm not paying them charges on the fucking phone.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all, we got to do a part 2. I am Krystle.
And I'm Andy.
And we appreciate you stopping by the Uncut Chronicles where we keep it live and, uncut.
All right, y'all. Now, don't let that nigga blow up your cell phone, okay? Just lie and tell him that somebody stole your phone.
Peace. The Uncut Chronicles is part of the Breaking Ice Building Bridges community podcast platform brought to you by Possibilities.